Hello and welcome. This is Eagle Eye 621, and what you see behind me is a trap house. This is in the same vein as my other traps and trolls, but unlike my invisible landmines, this is one that your friends are going to kind of know about. This is for your server mate that likes to steal your things or borrow them without giving them back, which is not borrowing. And you tell them to leave some of your stuff alone, but they don't, so you're going to grab that stuff, find a nice little isolated location like this, and put them in a chest in a little building, and tell them to leave your stuff alone, and let's find out what happens if they don't. Also, if you want to just admire the amazing architectural prowess that I possess, let's grab some of these items to figure this out, and we're going to go with some regular but perfect armor, because some of you have said the god armor is a little bit much, and also some wings, because you're most likely flying around to get out here. But you also mentioned totems. I'm actually going to grab 2 of them, because some of your friends are very paranoid. Let's put this armor on. You'll note that this does have protection 4 on everything. I'll have a link to some perfect armor videos in the description. And let's grab both of these totems and see what happens. Your friend's gonna walk up. Doesn't look like there's anything crazy going on in that place. So your signs don't affect me if I don't read them. Let's see what's in that chest. This is bad. This is bad. Oh. So even with 2 totems of Undying and generally perfect armor, still dead. So let's take a look at that aftermath. And your friend's gonna have a hard time explaining why there's a massive crater in front of your storage house, which he wasn't supposed to be in. Does look like the chest survived. Of course, there's nothing in there. Sometimes the chest is destroyed, so of course don't put anything in there. And let me show you how to make this while I am going in this direction. If you could just take a moment to hit that like button, it lets me know that you want to see more of these kind of videos. And of course, double check to make sure YouTube hasn't unsubscribed you. And what you need is in this chest right here. And let me explain to you what you are looking at. On the left-hand side, this is what you're going to need per layer. That means that if you have 3 layers, you're going to need all of this. But you are going to need these 9 torches for your bottommost layer. Of course, you do have some general blocks to build your trap house, some signs as maybe a nice last warning, and an intriguing-looking chest to bring them in. You do want to make this an iron door, which is why you're going to have a pressure plate instead of just right-clicking on the door. So now let's grab this, and we're going to keep in mind that we do want our door to be flush with these walls, so they can't just jut in there one. Now we have where our door is going to be, which means we know where the pressure plate is going to be, which is why the pressure plate is there. So on this pressure plate as our center point, we want to take out a 3x3 area, just like this. And then we're going to go down a couple of blocks. Now for our first layer, we're going to go down 3. So we can see as we go along how our layers are going to shape up. They're going to be a little bit different for some of the layers, but not for all of them. So if our TNT is going to go right there with the redstone dust on top, and our sand is going to be right there flush with the rest of the desert, which is important. Now for each of your next layer, not talking about your final layer, you're going to want to go down 2. And in terms of how many layers, I would recommend somewhere between 3 and 5, depending on what kind of armor you think they're going to wear. And on these layers, it's just going to be some redstone stuff on this layer and TNT on this layer. If you're in survival, you do maybe want 1 extra, just so you can get up and down easily as you're filling things in. Let's make 1 more explosive layer. So we're going to go down 1 more like this. So that's 2. And our redstone dot. And then that's 3 layers right there. And we'll go 4 total. So for our bottom layer, we do want to go 3 down. And we're going to dig this out all the way around. Just like this. And these little corners are just helping us keep track of things. And of course, your little path that you're going to go up and down on. And on this layer, the very bottom is going to be torches. The reason you want these to be torches is because as the sand falls, you want to make sure that sand turns into an item like this. So it's not a full block. If it was a full block, it would muffle the explosion a little bit, and we don't want that to happen. So directly above that torch, we're going to put down our TNT and, of course, our redstone dust. Now, for these layers, as we're going up, we're going to do, for this bottom layer, we're going to fill this in with TNT, and we're going to go around the outside with our redstone dust, and in the center, we're going to put a pressure plate. Then we're going to do a layer of TNT, just like this, and then as you're in survival, you're jumping up, and once again, we're going to go on the outside with our redstone dust with the pressure plate in the middle. Let's go up again, and you can see this is not the top layer. We have one more layer before the top, so we're going to do that same pattern one last time, like this, with our pressure plate in the middle. And then as we go up to our last layer, we're going to fill this all in with TNT. And then we're going to fill this all in with our redstone dust. No pressure plate in the middle of this one. Still just redstone dust. Go up again. And now we can fill this all in with our sand. And you can see it doesn't look like there's anything going on. Again, we're going to put our iron door here, specifically iron, which is flush. So they're going to walk up here and then fall down on this, which is all of your pressure plates, and then your pressure plate right out in front with your sign right there warning your friends not to go into your very special, very safe house. That's your stuff in your chest. And of course, if they decide to let curiosity get the better of them and they try and go in, you can see they fall all the way to the bottom and there's TNT exploding everywhere. And giant crater. And in this particular case, the house was completely obliterated. So if you didn't mark your cords down, you may not know that this was the spot of your trap house. And a dead, possibly angry friend, but you're justified. You told them not to do that. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate that like. If you found it interesting, maybe even share it with a friend. Not that friend, of course, but your other friends. Maybe even your favorite Minecraft YouTuber to see them pull this off in their world. And for more videos like this, do be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Thanks for stopping by.